Hi Booktube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with my October 2022 TBR. Say it with me everybody, it's TBR time! Yay! I am decked out for October in my oh so awesome hat. I bought this last year at the end of the season. Like, this is one of the ones that you saw on Instagram. They had like all different colors, more of a modern day witch's chapeau, if you will. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I have been dying to wear it. It's been sitting on top of my bookshelf since last October, so I'm going to sport it throughout the whole video because I think it's super cute. And you're probably going to see me wearing this in a lot of videos in the month of October because it's like my favorite month of the year. It's Halloween. Something wicked this way comes as per my little sign I've got over there. I've got my high pumpkin candle going off. This I live for this season. So I hadn't really been doing TBRs. I kind of decided to step back from them, kind of do a little bit more mood reading. But for the month of October, over the last few months, actually since like probably early summer, I have been keeping a list of spookier Halloween-y type books that are, have been released, are being released, stuff I got from NetGalley, stuff I've seen that I really want to read. So I put together, this is a very, very themed reading month. And the theme, of course, is Halloween. So not all the books necessarily take place at Halloween. However, they involve witches or vampires. And these aren't just spooky books, you guys. Like, these are, a lot of them are contemporary romances. So, yay on that one. There's going to be a really nice mix. I've got some gothic horror in here. I've got some thriller books, lots of cozy mysteries, lots of romance. And then, of course, I've got my throwback books and my Harlequin anticipated reads that I plan on getting through over the course of the month, which have some Christmas books in there, guys. So it's not all Halloween. There's going to be some Christmas, but I'm going to go through all of the books with you. There are 41. So this is kind of going back to what I used to do in terms of my TBRs, but they're not being broken down as much as they used to be. It's kind of more of, these are the books I really want to read this month. And yeah, I think I might even do this for next month. Let me know what you guys think of this TBR. So let's jump into it. We're going to start with my throwback books. So these are the Babysitters Club Sweet Valley Nancy Drew books that I plan on reading over the course of this month. A couple of these I actually have physically. So starting off with the Babysitters Club, there are some of these that I did not get to in September, so I just carry them over to the next month. So the next one I have in the Babysitters Club series is Super Special number 11. Sorry for the glare, but yes, that is a very gold cover. So this is The Babysitters Remember, of course, by Ann M. Martin. In this one, each of the girls tells a story from their childhood. I mean, they're super cute. I remember reading this one and enjoying it at the time. I'm interested to see what I'm going to think about it. And I love the super specials because they have, let me find a good one. They have drawings. Like, there's like pictures inside the book. So like, that's a ton of fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I think that this one is going to be enjoyable and I am looking forward to it. Next on the list, I actually think I'm going to read this one on Halloween night, like on the 31st of October, because I finished the last book in this series in 45 minutes. And if I'm sitting there shelling out candy, I can be reading a book. And I don't care what the neighborhood kids think of me as I sit there in my witch hat reading a Sweet Valley Twins novel. And this is The Haunted House by Francine Pascal. It's book number 3. This is one of my favorite covers. I think it's absolutely awesome. I love the fact that they're in Southern California in October and they're still all in like big heavy sweatshirts. Does it get that cold in Southern California? Like the Malibu area, I think. I almost said Las Vegas. Los Angeles? Let me know. I for some reason, I don't think so. But what do I know? I don't live down there. So anyway, yeah, that one. And then we have Deceptions by Francine Pascal, which is book number 14 in the Sweet Valley High series. This is one that I had mentioned for September, didn't get to. And then I have the 2 Nancy Drew books. So we have the Nancy Drew Files, which is the series that came out back in the 80s, that I was more familiar with. And we have case number 14, which is This Side of Evil. This one, I believe, takes place in Montreal, so there is a Canadian connection to this one, which is always enjoyable. And then I have The Clue in the Jewel Box by Carolyn Keene, which is the Nancy Drew Mysteries number 20. These are the old original Yellow Spine books. So yeah, so there are those. Now then, I forgot something and I'm shaking the camera. Hold on one second, my friends. Sorry about that. So let's get into all the rest of the books. So as I was going through, and like I said, I was putting this list together of all these like Halloween themed, Halloween-esque type books that I wanted to read in the month of October. You know, I just started compiling this list, and I think I got to like 23 books or something, and I'm like, well, 24 is a much more round number. So I found one more, and I added it to the list. But I have 24 books I'm going to share with you, but before I share that with you, I actually want to share with you guys a readathon that is taking place in the month of October. Now, I do not have specific books picked for this challenge, but I am reading a bunch of cozy mysteries, and as I finish books that fit the prompts, I'm going to slot them in. That's my goal. So this is the cozy, whoops, let me go back because I actually, I'll pop the actual, the bingo card up here. So this is a cozy Halloween readathon. This is taking place over on the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord group. I will leave link to it in the description box below if you guys want to participate. So there are 9 prompts, an adorable bingo card that Cozy herself did up. So thank you so much for doing this adorable card. This runs from the 1st of October through the 31st of October. The stipulation is that you do have to read cozy mysteries. It has to be a cozy mystery. You can't fit some other book in there. That's the whole point, is to read a cozy. So I'm going to go through kind of the prompts very quickly. So we have Pumpkin, a book with orange or black on the cover. Halloween, a Halloween-themed cozy. That should be pretty easy. Black Cat, a cat on the cover or in the book. Treat, candy, bakery, or sweets. So something that takes place in maybe one of those. A Trick, a book that you didn't guess the killer. Well, that one should be easy for me because I never guess the killer. Which is, I think, why Cozy put it, or like, you know, why she put it in the center spot, because it's like the free space. Then we have Monster, a paranormal-themed cozy. We have Witch, a witch-themed cozy. I can get behind that. Scary Movie, a cozy mystery theme or plot outside of your comfort zone. So, for example, you know, if you're not one who reads paranormal cozy mysteries, try one of those. And Costume Party, a cozy mystery of choice. So, you know, whatever book you want to read, it's pretty much a pick your own. And I love it. So yeah, I love the bingo card. Again, I will leave that linked below. Please go ahead and check it out. So as I'm talking about the books I plan on reading, sorry, I got to get back to my list here. As I'm talking about the books, I will let you guys know, and you'll probably be able to tell from the covers which books actually are cozies. And if I get to them again, I'm going to slot them in. My goal is to get a bingo. My goal isn't to necessarily get all 9 books completed, because I have a lot of books on my TBR. But if I can at least get a bingo either up and down, across, or diagonal, I'll be super happy about it. So here are the 24 main books on my TBR for the month of October. Be My Ghost by Carol J. Perry. This is the first book in a Haunted Haven mystery series. Clearly, it's a cozy mystery. Clearly, it takes place at Halloween. Yay! Then we have The Hacienda by Isabel Canis. Canis, I think is how you say her name. So last year, around this time, I read Mexican Gothic, and I really enjoyed it. It was a bit outside of my comfort zone. You know, I'm not really, I mean, I love Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and it's a very Gothic story. So I guess this part of me always thinks I don't like Gothic until I read it, that I'm like, oh yeah, I actually really like this. So this is that kind of an idea. I think it's been compared to Rebecca or compared to Mexican Gothic. So I'm really excited about it. I have it on hold at my library. If it doesn't come in time, a part of me kind of just wants to buy a copy as a hardcover because it's a gorgeous, gorgeous looking book. And this other part of me is like, but what if I don't like it and I've now bought a hardcover of it? So we shall see. The thing is that the ebook is so expensive. It's kind of like, just spend the extra $5 or $10 and get the hardcover. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, we shall see, but The Hacienda is on my list. Next up, we have The Rivals of Casper Road by Rowan Parrish. This is the 4th book in the Garnet Run series. Male, contemporary romance. Takes place at Halloween with a, I guess, is it a house like decorating contest? Yeah, it's Rowan Parrish. I'm such a big fan. I can't wait. When Life Gives You Vampires by Gloria Duke. I have this one from NetGalley. I love the cover. This one sounds really great. I'm not going to get into what all of these books are about because I've got a lot of books on this list, but vampires, contemporary romance. I actually would say this would be fantasy romance. These kind of books I would dub as fantasy romance. Books like The X-Hex by Erin Sterling, which I read last year, because there's that fantasy element of it being witches and supernatural type entities, but it's still a contemporary type romance. So I kind of love that aspect of it. Next up, we have another cozy. We have Steeped in Death by Gretchen Rue. This is the first book in the Witch's Brew mystery series. This one looks really good. Then we have Bait and Witch by Angela M. Sanders. Excuse me. This is the first one in the Witch Way Librarian mystery series. Do you all sense a theme? I like the witch thing. Next, we have A Letter to Three Witches by Elizabeth Bass. This came out last year, and it is available on Kindle Unlimited, I think. But it's a contemporary, again, a fantasy romance involving witches. I've been wanting to get to it, and I need to. Then we have Witchful Thinking by Celeste Martin. Looks super cute as well. Again, witches. The theme of this is witches. Now we're getting into a little bit spookier territory, and that is A Lullaby for Witches by Hester Fox. Last year I read the one about the girl who could see the dead, The Orphan of Cemetery Hill by her, and I really enjoyed that one. So this is one of her more newer books. I still haven't read her first one, which was The Witch of something Hall. I can't remember the title of it. I haven't read that one yet, but her stuff is on the spookier side. Historical as well, so this one I am looking forward to. This one sounds like a lot of fun. I think Amy over at Zoe Beck was holding this one up, and I already had it on my list at the time. But I'm happy that she picked it up, and she talked about it a little bit. That I guess it's about this woman who, she's like doing a nanny position or something, and she's a witch, and I don't know. But it's called A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangyu Mandana, I think is how you say this author's name. It looks really, really cute. I'm looking forward to it. Then we have The Witches of Moonshine Manor by Bianca Maris. M-A-R-A-I-S. I think it's Maris or Mareris, maybe? I can't say the name Maris without thinking of the TV show Frasier. Maris? So next up we have A Ghost in Shining Armor by the always delightful Therese Bahari. I was so fortunate last year when I was doing the Categorically Romance podcast with Brie that we got to interview the lovely Therese from all the way from South Africa, which is where she's from. So I am really, really looking forward to reading this one. Her writing is fantastic. We have another cozy, Murder Comes to Notchery Creek by Liz S. Andrews. So this is one that somebody talked about in a live show, and I think all of us put it on our October TBR. Like, everybody in the Killing Time with Cozies group put it on their TBR. It's on Kindle Unlimited. The cover is delightful. I don't think it's terribly long, and I cannot wait to get to it. Then we have Witch Please by Anne Aguirre. You have to say it that way. This one looks really good. Another fantasy type romance, I think. Looking forward to it. Then we have Small Town, Big Magic by Hazel Beck. I talked about this one, that this is one of the buddy reads, for the month over here on the channel, and I am really looking forward to it. Jessica Lynn and I decided to read this together, so I'm throwing it out there for all of you in case you want to read it with us as well. So this is a writing duo of Megan Crane / Caitlin Cruz and Nicole Helm. So I'm familiar with both of these ladies' work. They write a lot for Harlequin, so I am really, really looking forward to getting to this one. Then we have The Lost Witch by Paige Crutcher. Now, this actually doesn't come out till December, I don't think. So I will let you guys know my thoughts on it. But yeah, I don't know terribly what it's about. It's a witch book. If I see witch in the title, generally I'm hitting, please send me the book to read because I want to read it. Then we have another cozy. Now, for this cozy, my plan had been to read the previous two, because I've read the first book in this series. I have not read books 2 and 3. This is book 4. It's a cozy mystery series. I'm not going to get to books 2 and 3 this month in September. I'm just not at the point that I'm filming this. I know I'm not. But I'm going to jump ahead and read book 4 anyway, because I don't care. Because I will read books out of order, and it does not bother me. So that is A Spook in the Stacks by Eva Gates, which is, again, the 4th book in the, the Lighthouse Library Mystery Series. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. Then we have another cozy, I think it's a cozy, In the Company of Witches by Ara Lee Wallace. Yeah, I didn't write down what series this is part of. I don't know why I didn't write down the series for the rest of these, but I didn't. This is part of a series. Looks super cute. This is a more creepy one that I've got here. The next two are a lot more creepy, more of the Halloween type vibes. We have The Witch in the Well by Camilla Bruce. And it sounds like it's a small town that had a witch back in, like, historically there was a witch that lived in this town, and something about a well, and it sounded really, really creepy. And yeah, I'm excited. It sounds good. The next one I literally heard about earlier this week over on, what is her name? Oh my gosh, I adore her so. Literary Diversions. I will leave a link to her channel below. She's a huge booktuber. You guys are probably familiar with her. She has so many people who watch her video. Like, she is like huge. But I was watching one of her videos, and it was a TBR video, and she talked about this book, and it's a haunted house book. And I'm like, I want to try a haunted house book. I have read this author before, Jennifer McMahon. I read The Winter People, and it creeped me the F out. Like, it was creepy. So this one is The Invited, and it's about this couple who buys a house, and it's haunted, and it sounds perfect for the month of October. I have it on hold at the library. I really hope it comes in time. Then for something a little bit different, we have The Charmed List by Julie Abe, which is a YA contemporary fantasy romance. I had meant to read this earlier this summer, but I never got to it, and I want to read it now because people who have read it have said there is witchcraft in this book. That's the magical element of this book, is witchcraft, and I'm like, okay, I'm down. Perfect for the month of October. Then we have A Potion to Die For by Heather Blake, which is another cozy mystery. Again, I did not write down what series it's for. I'm sorry. But yes, we have another cozy. And then another cozy, we have Spell Booked by Joyce and Jim Levine, which is a husband and wife writing duo. A lot of people have said that this is a fantastic series, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's The Retired Witches is what the series is called, if I'm not mistaken. And the last book on this list is The Lake by Natasha Preston. Now, if you guys have been watching my weekly wrap-ups, I hauled this book just last week, or the week before, and it is a YA thriller. And it just sounded really good. Again, it doesn't particularly take place at Halloween, but it's got that very, very spooky vibes to it about two girls. It says, welcome to Camp Pine Lake, where the only thing scarier than a ghost story is the past coming to haunt you. And I got vibes of the old movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer, kind of an idea. So I am looking forward to reading this one. So that is all the ones that I had on my list of books I want to read right now. And why am I missing some stuff here on this list? I am missing some stuff on this list. So the other buddy reads that we have, I mentioned this recently in a video, but I'll just rehash it here for those of you who might not have seen that video, along with Small Town Big Magic, which this is all going to be on my Discord as well. If you guys follow me over there, you can put your thoughts of these books. So Small Town Big Magic, and then also Halloween Husbands by Lisa Plumley, Christine Merrill, and Denise Lynn. This is a Harlequin historical novel. It's not available on ebook. I mentioned this book that we were going to kind of buddy read it well over a month ago. So those of you who wanted to participate could go out and get a copy of it. If you could find it. I know some people found it on Overdrive. I have lost my physical edition of it, but I do know I have it on my Kindle, so I will be reading it there. And then the other buddy read is we will be reading the first 4 books, or the 4 novellas, I guess if you want to call them that, in the Orphan series by V.C. Andrews, because V.C. Andrews just fits for October spooky season. So we have Butterfly, which is book 1, Crystal, which is book 2, Brooke, which is book 3, and Raven, which is book 4. And then the book called Runaways, we're going to read in November. So the big book that comes after all of these, that has all 4 characters together, we're going to read in the month of November. So stay tuned for that. And the last thing, excuse me, even witches need a little bit of water. We don't melt. That's a myth. Perpetrated by Hollywood stereotypes. My Harlequin Coming Soon books. Now, I never mention these when I do my TBRs, because originally I was kind of doing them in secret, if you will, and then doing these videos where I was reading them and then kind of doing a vlog style. But I've decided to go ahead and mention them because I kind of want to share them with you guys, that these are my picks for the books that are coming out These are actually not due to be released until November. So these have a release date of October, I want to say 25th. I think it's October 25th. It's the last Tuesday of the month. These are all coming out. So the last Tuesday in October. But if you want, you can go ahead and purchase them as of October 1st on the Harlequin website. They will be available. So one per line. So what happens is that Harlequin releases 11 different lines every month. Desire, Heartwarming, Intrigue, Special Edition, Love Inspired. There's 11 of them. I go through all of the books and I pick one, like my favorite book from each line, and I set a goal for myself to read all those books over the course of the month. Right now, as of filming this video, which is today's the 24th, we have exactly 7 days left today. I still have 3.5 books to finish like all 11. So I actually did really good this month. But let me mention the ones for the month of October/November. So these are going to be November releases, but I like reading them in the month ahead so I can review them for you guys so you can decide whether or not you want to pick them up or not. So first up, coming in, Snowed in Secrets by Jules Bennett. This is the third book in the Angels Share series, Harlequin Desire novel. Again, I don't know a ton about these. I do know about them because I read about them, but I can't remember now off the top of my head. Then we have The Sergeant's Christmas Gift by Shelley Shepherd Gray. I'm a big fan of this author, and it's Christmas, so that's great. I feel like I should have changed out my witch hat for my Santa hat. Santa hat is up there. That's coming, you guys. In mid-November, this pink sparkly Santa hat will be brought back out. I promise. And there will be a small Christmas tree on this table. Then we have The Captain's Christmas Homecoming by Laurie Robinson. I'm a huge fan of Laurie Robinson. This takes place after World War II, where the soldiers actually coming home. And yeah, it sounds really good. It's Christmas. Again, I love Laurie Robinson. Then we have Wyoming Winter Rescue by Juno Rushdan. This is the intrigue novel, and this is the first book in the Cowboy State Lawman series. Looking forward to this one. Then we have Festive Fling to Forever by Karen Bain. This is Carrie Cove Midwives, book number 2. This is a Harlequin medical romance. Looking forward to that one. We have Unwrapping His New York Innocent by the great Heidi Rice, book 1 in the $1 Billion Christmas Confessions series. I didn't even have to put up the cover for you guys to know that this was a Presents novel, right? The title and the series say it all. Then we have Crowning His Secret Princess by Kate Hardy. This is from the romance line. Looking forward to this one. This one I mentioned in an ARC anticipated reads that I got this one from Harlequin as an eARC copy, and it really sounds good. It's called 6 Days to Live by Lisa Dodson. This is the one where the guy's been poisoned and they have 6 days to find the antidote, and I am so down for this one. It's a romantic suspense novel. It's going to be fantastic. Then we have Thankful for the Maverick by Rochelle Allers. Thank you, Rochelle, for giving us a book that has a cover like that. So clearly this takes place at Thanksgiving. I'm assuming it's going to be Thanksgiving because it's got a November release date. So American Thanksgiving, not Canadian Thanksgiving, which is in October. But yeah, looking forward to this one. This is the 5th book in the Montana Mavericks Brothers and Broncos series. I read an earlier book in this series, the one that I absolutely loved by Christine Rimmer. Was it Christine Rimmer? Now I'm drawing a blank. One Night with the Maverick was the book. It was an earlier book in this series, so I'm a big fan of this series. Then we have The Mistletoe Favor by Jill Kemner. This is book number 4 in the Wyoming Rancher series. This is a love-inspired romance, so a faith-based inspirational romance. And then we have Explosive Christmas Showdown by Darlene L. Turner. And this is a love-inspired suspense novel. So a inspirational romantic suspense. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that is all the books. It's a ludicrous amount of books. I'm not going to get through all of them. I'm fully aware of that. But I have lots and lots of choice throughout the whole month. So I am really looking forward to reading these, you guys. Let me know if any of these are on your list to read in October. Are you going to participate in the Cozy Mystery readathon? I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, are you guys excited for October? I'm excited for October. I'm noticing, like, I thought about it this morning, that, you know, my reading has slowed down a bit. Yes, work has been super, super busy, so that's one reason why. But also it's kind of like my list is put together for next month. And then part of me is like, I just want to start reading the books for October. And, you know, it's like kind of like, oh, I keep forgetting I'm wearing a hat when I fling my hands. It's kind of like, oh, who cares about September's books? I just want to get to October's books. So I think that's part of it as well. But anyway, yeah, super excited, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And until my next video, take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.